Welcome, fervent listeners, to our program Saint of the Day, and at a very important feast. On this date, February 11th, 2025, we're going to hear about Our Lady of Lourdes. The story of Lourdes is well known. Between February 11th and July 16, 1858, the Blessed Virgin Mary appeared 18 times to 14-year-old Bernadette Soubirous in that small town located in the foothills of the Pyrenees Mountains of southern France. Her attention was drawn to the noise of rustling bushes near the grotto of Massabielle, from the French vieille masse, meaning ancient mass. Then Bernadette saw a beautiful young girl of 16 or 17. She described this girl as, I quote, dressed in a white robe, girded at the waist with a blue ribbon. She wore upon her head a white veil which gave just a glimpse of hair. Her feet were bare, but covered by the last folds of her robe, and a yellow rose was upon each of them. She held on her right arm a rosary of white beads with a chain of gold shining like the two roses on her feet. End of quote. Bernadette knelt and began to pray the rosary. At the end of the 5 decades, the woman smiled and disappeared. The young visionary returned, and on February 18th, Our Lady began her message telling young Bernadette, I quote, I do not promise to make you happy in this life, but in the next. End of quote. On February 24th, Mary asked for penance and prayer for the conversion of sinners. And the following day, she instructed Bernadette to dig the ground near the grotto. From that, a spring came forth, which to this day is used for the bath by pilgrims to Lourdes. At the apparition of March 2nd, Bernadette was instructed by Our Lady to, I quote, tell the priest that people should come here in procession and that a chapel should be built on the site. End of quote. On the Feast of the Annunciation, March 25th, the Blessed Virgin Mary told Bernadette in the dialect of Lourdes, I quote, I am the Immaculate Conception. End of quote. This dogma had been defined by Pope Pius IX just a few years earlier on December 8, 1854, in a document called Ineffabilis Deus. The Basilica at Lourdes was consecrated in 1876, and the faithful, countless in number, flock in pious pilgrimage to the Holy Grotto. It is there their faith and devotion are aroused, and they recommit themselves to conform their lives to the Christian message. There as well, miraculous favors are granted, and healings, both physical and spiritual, have taken place. Great emphasis is placed on devotion to the Eucharist, and just as at the wedding feast of Cana, Mary points to her son. The liturgical feast of Our Lady of Lourdes was established for February 11th, approved by Pope Leo XIII, and first granted to the Diocese of Tarbes in the year 1890. Less than 20 years later, on November 13th, 1907, his successor, Pope Pius X, proclaimed that it be observed throughout the Universal Church. Our Lady of Lourdes owns the patronage of relief from physical illness. Dear friends, Lourdes has become a place of pilgrimage and healing, but even more of faith. Church authorities have recognized over 60 miraculous cures, although there have probably been many more. To people of faith, this is not surprising. It is a continuation of Jesus' healing miracles now performed at the intercession of his mother. Some will say that the greater miracles are hidden. Many who visit Lourdes return home with renewed faith and a readiness to serve God in their needy brothers and sisters. There still may be people who doubt the apparitions of Lourdes. Perhaps the best that can be said to them are the words that introduce the theme, the Song of Bernadette, which goes thus, I quote, "For those who believe in God, no explanation is necessary. For those who do not believe, no explanation is possible." End of quote. Oh, how I love this quote. Dear friends, there are people who love to see proof of anything before believing, and I am one of them. But if Our Lady told Lucia, Francesco, and Jacinta, the 3 children seers of Fatima in 1917, that the war that was on was going to stop, and it stopped. That Francesco and his sister Jacinta were going to die soon, and they died 2 years later. That Lucia would stay longer to spread the Fatima message, and it happened, for Lucia died at age 95. This apparition happened when Lucia was about 10 years old. That was long. With all these fulfilled prophecies, why would I doubt whatever Mother Mary says? This doubt people place on Mary really puzzles me. I agree totally with the opening words of the Song of Bernadette that are quoted above. Let us pray in the chorus of Bernadette's song. Tap your sabots, Bernadette, once before the Lady smiled, where the river flows. Tap your sabots, Bernadette, heaven listens to a child, where the river flows. I am very sure lessons, Lourdes ex-students of Mancon know and love this song. Surely they joined in. Today is their feast day. Feast wishes to the Lourdes House Queens of QRHS Okoyo. We can't forget the Rosary Sisters who administered these prestigious schools. God bless them. Thank you, dear listeners, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share this channel. And this has been Grandma Eliza.